All right. Sorry. We had a problem. So we are live. Okay. Sorry. You guys couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. So sorry about that. But now we are live, and I want to welcome you to this episode of Speed Feed. This is where we talk about the latest in news and trending stories and trending topics. My name is Kimani Bogwa, of course, if you didn't know that already. And this is where we talk about the latest in news and trending topics, of course. And let's get straight into the Speed Feed for today. And before I do that, let me remind you, we have a Speed Feed minute. If you think this is too long, we have a 1-minute version of this show that you can share with your friends as well. Please share this live video so that your friends can join in. All right? Stop. Let's talk about today's stories. Jubilee Party Secretary General Raphael Tuju. Now, he celebrated the milestone of being able to walk for 50 kilometers. Now, the reason why this is important is because he was involved in a really bad road accident in February last year that left 18 of his bones broken, but he has now made full recovery and was able to walk for 50 kilometers, which is a milestone. And in a statement, he also thanked those who supported him and prayed for him during that difficult period. If you saw the pictures of his car, you would understand why this is an important milestone for him. Now, let's talk about Mike Sonko, our former Nairobi governor, who is now that he's jobs and he has a lot of time on his hands. He's become a meme lord on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Now, he yesterday challenged Kenyan men to open up about their polygamous marriages or situations. Now, he posted on his social media referencing Jamal Ibrahim's polygamous marriage, and how it was bold of Jamal to open up about having 2 wives. The situation with Jamal and Ambare and the other woman. Now, he promised to send 7 Gs to those who would prove that the mpango wa kando and the wife live in harmony, because there's a law that allows it. Now, personally, with this story, because it got a lot of people talking, I don't know, I would like to see, maybe he should post recordings of those people who opened up and said that they're involved in mpango wa kando. I have no problem with it. But if you're a man and you have, or you want to have your wives and mpango wa kandos live together, whatever fits your boat. But I have a question for you all. What if your wife wanted to be married to you and another man? Will the same principle apply? You answer that. Yeah. Let me know in the comment section below. Now, there's a video. This video. Felix, put it up for them. Yeah, this video is going viral. These two, there's this man who was roughing up a police officer, and the video went viral and left many with a bad taste in their mouth, because where would one find the audacity to beat up a police officer? And turns out the man in black was actually an officer attached to the DCI. The Inspector General of Police, Hilary Mutyambai, confirmed that the man was arrested and he will be arraigned in court for offenses of driving under the influence and assaulting a police officer. And the IG also said that further administrative action will be taken against him, because you don't just go beating up your colleagues. Yeah, and the officer in green was so done. He was so done. Look at what he did to him. Those of you who saw this video and thought this guy was a civilian, where do people get guts to do this? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to other stories that you need to know. So over the weekend, comedian Jemutai opened about her struggles and, going broke and her baby daddy not being able to pay child support. Now, she offered even selling her social media accounts to be able to make rent. And she was, of course, advised against it. But the Association of Atheists in Kenya, they put out that statement. You saw they're offering to pay her rent and asked her to get in touch with them as soon as she could. That's a statement by the Association of Atheists in Kenya, offering to pay her rent. In other stories, this is important. I'll tell you why in a second. But President Samia Suluhu of Tanzania is expected in the country tomorrow. Now, this is what will happen when she comes. President Uhuru, of course, will receive her at the State House as if she would go to a bus stop. No. She will have a business leaders roundtable, and then she will address both houses of parliament after that. And the reason why this is important is because the relationship between the late President Magufuli and our president was not the best. They had kind of a hot and cold relationship, on and off bromance. And now President Suluhu's visit will be the first state visit by a Tanzanian president in 5 years, because the last time Magufuli was in the country is back in 2017. Yeah, that's why it's important. And, because of the bilateral relations between Kenya and ndugu zetu wa Tanzania. Now, to other stories. Now that the president has opened, the lockdown imposed in the 5 counties in the DIZ, or the disease infected zone, and y'all can travel. But if you don't have a car and you use a matatu operators have threatened to hike fares because they are still not allowed to carry passengers at full capacity. And the operators are protesting against the government's directive that only allows them to carry 60% of their capacity, and they say this has diminished their income, so they want to hike the fares to make the difference. Now, let's talk about this because it's important, because a lot of us use matatus. And do you think it is fair for matatu operators to demand that they be allowed to operate at full capacity? Because if you're using a matatu and we're in the pandemic and everybody is squeezed in and you feel uncomfortable being in there, but at the same time, matatu operators are saying they need to pay their loans and they're not being able to make that operating at 60% capacity. Let me know in the comment section. I'll be reading your comments in just a few. Keep commenting. We are live on Facebook. Yes, please share this video with your friends so they can come on and, watch us. And, we can talk about some of the things that are trending and some of the things that are, making news today and important things that you need to know. And on the speed feed, still on transport and people getting out of Nairobi after the lockdown. Now, if you had plans of traveling to the coast via SGR, Kenya Railways says, why not? They announced that the SGR will now be operating. Those of you who've been wanting to travel to the coast, and those of us who have been, in Nairobi for pretty much the entire time, you're gonna start seeing those photos of people going to the coast again, and you're not going anywhere. So the SGR will be operating, and in case you had booked in advance and your travel was cancelled after the lockdown, you can reschedule your trip with the same ticket. So wale walikuwa na tickets before the president announced a lockdown, you can go and reschedule your trip with the same ticket. All right, let's talk about the media shy. acting Nairobi Governor Anne Kananu. She turned 41 yesterday, and she celebrated her 40th birthday in style. You can see her here holding a party and cutting cake with children at a children's home, Dagoretti. Now, this children's home is called Hidden Talent Academy in Gando. Gando is along Ngong Road. Yeah, those of you who don't know. Now, she also donated food to the children and assured them of her full support, in getting quality education. And of all the things, I thought it was really governor to celebrate their birthday by going to a children's home. It's really nice. Sort of throwing a big party with you and your friends and all of your rich friends, and nobody really benefits anybody apart from the drinking and all. She went to a children's home, which is really nice. And now, speaking of powerful people and powerful women, you guys remember the Bob Collymore Boys Club? Now, I propose this picture here. I think I found an equivalent of the Boys Club. This is a girls' club of nominated Chief Justice Martha Koome. And after her nomination, this photo was posted by Martha Karua on her Facebook. And I'm gonna give you guys a challenge. Felix, let's roll that photo. Yeah, this photo. So, how many people can you identify from that picture? That second picture. How many people can you identify from that picture? You should be able to know at least 3 people from the girls' club. This is turning out to be now the girls' club after the famous boys' club. Yeah, tell me in the comment section how many people you can name from that picture. Anyway, let's talk about other things. And because of late, there have been a lot of companies and institutions getting in trouble with KRA because of avoiding taxes. And the latest is Brookhouse National School, which has been ordered to pay a whopping 140 million shillings in tax arrears. Now, this dispute comes from the school offering its teaching staff a discount on school fees. So the teaching staff at Brookhouse are only charged 15% of their applicable fees if they take their children to Brookhouse. And that tax dispute has stemmed from there. And this KRA says that they are owed both pay and corporate tax. And so, by the way, you should file your taxes, because KRA of late has been, doing a crackdown, chasing a lot of people. Remember the DST, the Digital Service Tax? Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that as well, and a lot of people are not paying their taxes. And still, on the same note, KRA also froze the accounts of Kenyatta University and University of Nairobi, because those two owe KRA millions of shillings in payee. They have not been remitting payee as they should, which has threatened the operations of the two institutions, because now that their accounts have been frozen and their accounts have a lot of money, it is not clear how their staff paid. So that is one to watch as well. Comrades in KU and UN. Now you know. Now, following the retirement of Justice Jackson Ojwang from the Supreme Court, the JSC is conducting interviews to fill the position of a judge of the Supreme Court. There were 2 vacancies, that one from former Chief Justice David Maraga resigning, Justice Jackson Ojwang. Now, today they started the interviews. They're going to be interviewing 7 candidates who had been shortlisted for the position. And that's why if you get on Twitter right now, you can see some names trending. And some of them included those who had been interviewed for the Chief Justice position. So Justice Juma Chitembwe and Justice Marete are some of the candidates who are being interviewed for this position. And I have a question. I know maybe this one's probably for lawyers and those in the legal profession. Is it going to be awkward in the Supreme Court bench when you're working with somebody who was applying for your position? So you're the boss, but then the person you're working with wanted your job. I don't know. I just thought about it. Is this something that happens, or do they just shake hands and move on? Like people do in sports. I don't know. Before we talk about the last 3 stories, let me read your comments on Facebook, because a lot of you are so many of you on Facebook. Whoa, let's check out your comments just now. Let me read some of your comments on Facebook. Let's see what some of you, and thank you for those of you who are sharing this video. Nelly the Goon is back. He's saying you're starting to like Suluhu more than Magufuli. Well, yeah, she's gonna be in the country tomorrow, so watch out. we'll see how she talks to our parliament and how that relationship between her and President Kenyatta is going to be like. And Roddy, I asked you about the girls' club. How many people you can identify from that photo of Justice Martha Kome's girls' club? Roddy has identified 2 people, Nancy Baraza and Martha Karua. Yeah, that's true. Someone else says, Churchill comedians and Tahiti High actors should create a WhatsApp group to handle all this drama, but at least they are giving us icebreakers. Umeona hii kitu ya hamu na jamutai. Well. Yeah, there's a lot of. Let me tell you, if you're in the limelight, this is a lot of people expect that you have money, and so you're exempt from the troubles of life. But I hope this story is from comedians and actors and musicians. I hope you are seeing that even those who are famous and those who are in the limelight, there's nothing really that makes them different from everyone else, apart from the fact that a lot of people know them. Yeah, basically they all live the same life. Ati sasa Arsenal tumeingilia wapi? Oh! Sam is asking the courage this guy has. What Arsenal needs this week? Are you talking about me or Justice Chitembwe? Not very sure what Sam is talking about. You should have probably expounded more. There's some of your comments on Facebook. Kiprona says, amechukua sheria mkononi. The guy who was beating up the police officer. Yeah. Somebody else is saying normalize. No, we're not going to normalize that, Jay. Brian says Sonko seems to have more money than sense. No, but to be honest with you, I've actually been enjoying Mike Sonko's Facebook. Every time I log on to Facebook, it's usually a Mike Sonko post that comes up first. And it's usually something funny or something inspirational or something just absurd. Yeah, he's our biggest meme lord right now. Yeah, we are live. So yeah, took a bit of time reading your comments now. Pete says, I like the show. Great. You're welcome. You're welcome, Pete. Yeah, we're always live here at around 2 p.m. to talk about the trending stories and news that you need to know. Now, let's talk about politics. Today, I have just one politics story, not a lot of politics today. So this statement here comes from DP Ruto, who met leaders from Mount Kenya last week. And after the meeting, he released this statement, which all in all, it was summarizing it. It says, he will not be negotiating with tribal and ethnic kingpins because that style of politics has done little to help the country. And he says he will be focused on discussions that involve political dialogue that is centered on citizens or hustlers. That's basically his philosophy, how we can grow the economy. Remember that story from Friday about trickle-down economics and the hustler's philosophy? That's what he's trying to carve out for himself. Yeah. And this last story, I know most of you have been watching and wondering, what is that last story? Well, it's not from Kenya though, but I found it interesting. It's this one is from the US, where the sale of condoms has started going up because the anxiety about the pandemic has lessened, and they say that people are, having more sex. And a report from CNN indicated that Americans are now doing it more because condom sales in the US have, started to go up. You get it? Yeah. So that's your speed feed for today. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, let's talk. Have a bit of time before we go. How long have you been live, Felix? We've been live for how many minutes? Like 15 minutes? Oh, 15 minutes, and we've talked about so much in 15 minutes. Thank you so much for your comments. Labor Day, people are putting in work in the bedroom. Just some of your comments on Facebook. Kiprona says pandemic too. Yeah, thank you so much for your comments. You see people who plug their hassles on Facebook. Is it you guys want to be plugging your hassles here on Facebook? Yeah? Do you want us to be doing that so that when you can plug your hustle in the comment section? Maybe you should do that, probably. Yeah. I'm trying to wipe my face because it's really hot in here because Felix has locked the door and it's, oh my God, it's really hot. And now I have to take my, guess what's in here. I know some of you are tuning in right now and you're wondering, what is going on? Who is this guy drinking water? So in case you missed it, this is all we have talked about here on SpeedFeed today. And in case you want to know all of that, we're gonna post something else. The SpeedFeed Minute is gonna come after this. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your comments. Asanteni sana. We'll see you again tomorrow, same place, same time, talking about trending things, trending stories, and everything that you need to know. Goodbye.